Now we're going to discuss resistance and emotions. As we mentioned before, our life energy is flowing through us at all times, and we experience it through emotional filters such as happiness, sadness, and anything in between. Now, what determines which filter we experience our life energy is our belief system about the situation. Now, we could talk about some of the more positive filters such as love, happiness, and elation, but I don't think this is why you're taking this course. So for the moment, we're going to discuss some of the more unpleasant filters, such as sadness, hurt, grief, and fear. Now, I want to talk about these because when we experience our life energy through these uncomfortable filters such as sadness, hurt, and fear, we tend to suppress them. We resist feeling them because who wants to feel sad? We distract ourselves. We suppress these feelings. But what you need to know is when you are suppressing these feelings, when you're suppressing these emotions, you are suppressing the same life energy that comes through when you're happy. It's just a filter. You're suppressing the same life energy. So when we resist and suppress this energy, what happens? Well, what happens to energy when it has nowhere to go? This is physics. When energy has nowhere to go, it cycles. It cycles around inside you. And you can suppress emotional energy for days, months, and even years. And I'll make this clear, and this is not to scare you, but anything you suppress will never go away. Even if you think you've forgotten about it, it will never go away. So, what do people do? They tend to try to control their environment to avoid feeling these uncomfortable emotions such as sadness and hurt. But in the end, we can't control everything. The only thing we can control is ourselves and what we do. Now, here's an example of a situation where someone would want to try to control the environment because of these unpleasant emotions. Now, let's say you go through a breakup and you're experiencing much of your life energy through sadness, hurt, and grief. And you look up at these pictures on the wall, and they're pictures of you and your ex. How did they make you feel? You'd probably say, they make me feel even worse. Let's take them down. The pictures are the problem. The pictures are making me feel bad. But the pictures aren't the problem. What you're reacting to is never the problem. But why you're reacting to it, the belief behind it, is what you should be looking at. Now, this is a picture of my grandma, so we're not going to take it down. But let's say you take down your pictures and you think, problem solved. Problem not solved. So let's say the next day you're at work and you go on Facebook. You know we all do it. So let's say you're on Facebook and suddenly you see a picture of your ex with someone new, and it causes this extreme sadness again. And you think, okay, I don't want to feel this. I'm going to defriend them, try to control the environment, defriend them, close the computer. Now you're leaving work and you walk through the park and you see a couple on the park bench kissing. You're feeling sadness again because that's something you had before and you don't have now. It's going to get you every time. So don't look to what you're reacting to. Look to the belief. Because as this suppressed energy accumulates within you and gains momentum, it's going to weigh you down even more and become heavy, and eventually you'll come to a point where it's so overwhelming, you'll break down at any place and any time and just release everything. And it's going to be just as painful when you release it as it was when you stored it. The purpose of this course is we want to avoid becoming depressed. We want to avoid breaking down someplace to release our emotions because it's so overwhelming. So this is why it is important to look at the beliefs, which we will do. We're going to identify them, so in any situation, we can experience our life energy through the filters which we prefer.